So let's now move on to look at oil properties. Now, some key properties of crude oil include its API gravity, named after the American Petroleum Institute, and the second property is the sulfur content. But first, let's look at the API gravity, or how light or heavy an oil is. So an oil that has a thin consistency and flows easily is known as a light oil, and this typically has an API gravity of 45 degrees or above. On the other hand, crude oil that is more viscous is known as heavy oil, and this typically has an API gravity of 10 degrees or below. And in between we have a medium oil of about 20 degrees API. The second property is what's known as how sweet or how sour a crude oil is, and that refers to the sulfur content. So oil with a sulfur content more than 0.5 weight% is considered to be sour, and on the other hand, sweet crude oil has low amounts of sulfur compounds. So it has less than 0.5 weight% sulfur. Now, there are some crude oil types that are used as reference or benchmarks to determine the value of other crude oils. For example, we have the Brent blend. Now, this is a blend of crude oils from the fields in the North Sea region, and the price of oil in Africa, Europe, and the Middle East, the price of oils produced in those regions are based on this Brent blend. Now, Brent is a relatively light crude oil, and it has an API gravity of about 38 degrees, and it contains about 0.4% weight% sulfur, classifying it as a sweet crude. We also have West Texas Intermediate, or WTI, and this is a very high quality sweet light oil produced in North America, and it's very easy to refine, relatively easy. Now, WTI is sweeter than Brent, and it's considerably lighter and sweeter than Dubai or Oman crude oils. WTI has an API gravity of about 40 degrees, and it contains about 0.2 weight% sulfur. That's why it's classified as a sweet crude oil. If you remember, it has less than 0.5 weight% sulfur. We also have Dubai crude. Now, Dubai crude is used as a benchmark for Middle East sour crude oil flowing to the Asia Pacific region, and it has typically about 31 degrees API, and in terms of sulfur content, it has about 2 weight%. So it's classified as a sour crude oil. We also have what's known as Tapis crude, and this is all produced in Malaysia that is used as a reference for light oil from East Asia. And Tapis crude typically has an API gravity of about 45 degrees, and it's very, very sweet with only about 0.04 weight% sulfur.